People against Heather Timmons, Heather Marie Timmons, 4T642857A. Do I have an appearance from you, Mr. Zelnick?
You should, because they adjourned the previous hearing because I was out of the country.
Okay, Heather, can you tell me, just make sure that we do?
Judge, I do. It's up here on my desk.
Okay, good enough. Your appearance?
Heather Timmons for the defendant, and please give your.
Heather Timmons.
All right, so I've called in probation. They'll be here momentarily. I have a show cause that she pled not guilty to, or I entered a not guilty plea to failure to refrain from violating a law, being convicted of drug paraphernalia possession through the 27th on December 10th. And then I have another one here that alleges she failed to refrain from consuming alcohol or drugs, testing positive for alcohol on March the 9th. And she indicated in a form, she admitted that she consumed alcohol or drank a pint of vodka on March 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. So I have two show causes here, two different ones. So this one is dated March the 10th, and that is the use of alcohol. So she never showed up on the March the 3rd, it looks like, right?
Have they adjourned that date?
Okay, well, let me just check something here.
And in the interim, we've got in place the mental health board copy and why not. That's the intervening factor.
Heather, did
Yes,
Mr.
Judge.
Zelnick file his appearance before or after March 3rd?
I believe it was, let me look, Judge, because there was a little confusion on when I got it.
That's fine.
Um,
If you,
It was, I believe, right around that date.
okay, so good enough. I don't know what happened, but she wasn't here March 3rd, and I did issue a bench warrant, but maybe that crossed with your,
Judge, I have it
Yes.
right here. It was March 2nd we put it in.
okay, so no problem. So I've got two show causes to deal with. One is the show cause of January 20, for failure to refrain from violating the law, and the additional one is from the show cause of March the 10th for failure to refrain from consuming alcohol. So how is she going to proceed on these?
Your Honor, she's going to enter a plea to both probation violations, and I have been in correspondence with your probation department indicating that she's been accepted into the mental health court in Wyandotte in her sentence. It was April 8th. We asked the court to consider postponing sentence until she's admitted into the program, unless probation has a better idea today.
Ms. Wilds, your name?
Elizabeth Wasserman, Your Honor.
Do you want to plead guilty to these charges, ma'am?
Yes.
If you plead guilty to the charge of violating the law, being convicted of drug paraphernalia, that is a non-technical violation. You could have your probation revoked and you could get 93 days on that. If you plead on the no alcohol charge, then you could get, since you have one prior technical violation, you could get 10 days on that. Do you understand that?
Yes.
You're presumed innocent. You have the right to a hearing. For the hearing, you have the right to question their witnesses, to bring in your own, to use the subpoena powers of the court to bring in those witnesses. If you plead guilty, you'll be giving up all those rights on the advice of rights that I just covered with you, and there will be no hearing. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
All right. Any questions before I ask you how you plead? All right. To the charge that you were convicted of possession of drug paraphernalia out of Wyandotte on December 10 of 25. How do you plead?
Yes.
Were you convicted of drug paraphernalia on December 10 of 25?
Yes.
And you were on probation to this court when that offense occurred, correct?
Yes.
And to the charge that you consumed alcohol and were positive for alcohol at DNA on March the 9th, how do you plead?
Yes.
Did you consume alcohol, say, within the 3 days preceding that?
3 days prior, you could see alcohol within 3 days prior to taking the test.
Um,
Close to that.
it was close, yeah.
All right. Anybody force you to plead guilty?
Yeah.
All right, give me 1 second here. There's all kinds of paperwork. All right, I'll accept your plea. Declare to refrain from consuming alcohol, testing positive March the 9th. I'll accept your plea to possession of to violating a law, being convicted of possession of drug paraphernalia out of Wyandotte on December 10th of 25. All right, give me a second here. All right. Anything that you would like to say?
Your Honor, I haven't heard what the current probation recommendation is, but I believe they welcome her admission into the treatment court, mental health court in 27th District Court. And if you're going to impose any more serious sanctions, we'd ask the court to pass on that date adjourned pending for admission.
The only problem is here, we're coming to the end. I can't really send her to the mental health treatment court.
No, she's in there already. She's on the drug charge in Wyandotte. We got her admitted into the court.
No, I get it, but I'm not gonna,
Or assess penalties today, but I'd ask you not to look for incarceration, perhaps other punishment, because she's going in that program. She's done very well meeting with the group already, and I think this is clearly over other issues been over the years leading to this collapse. I mean, there's a serious mental health issue here.
no, I believe you, but the problem is I'm coming to the, well, I mean, I guess I've got until I sentenced her on November 7th, so I have until November 7th of this year. But I'm not excited about her violations. What did she do and not do, Ms. Wiles?
Yes, the violations that you see are the outstanding, issues. Ms. Timmons was actually fairly compliant on probation. We did have a violation prior for alcohol consumption. After that, she did really well. She's engaged in treatment at the guidance center. Outside of this testing and this conviction, she was, sober on her testing. The admit form from March 9th, my concern is what she admitted to was drinking on the 5th of March, the 6th of March, the 7th of March, and the 8th of March, a pint of
Each day.
alcohol each day.
Right.
So I'm very concerned, and obviously mental health court is a great positive thing. But I was gonna bring up, we are limited if anything would run concurrent over there or at the same time. Ms. Timmons does show for her appointments, she communicates well with me. But I think she has a severe alcohol problem that again, may be co-occurring with
What
mental.
about relapse prevention? What about something like that?
She's engaged in actual treatment right now at the guidance center.
Okay.
Yeah, with Alex.
How often is she testing right now?
At this point, we had her on, weekly, Your Honor, I think from her last violation, and I think I bumped her down. I wanna make sure, that we have her on, I think monthly at this point in time.
Have her what?
On monthly at this point in time. She, complied, we, reduced her, she was weekly down to, twice monthly, and then down to, monthly at this point.
How often is she testing in,
All 30 tests on my.
Wyandotte?
They haven't told me yet. I would assume it would be after my sentencing.
Is she on a sober leak or anything?
No, Your Honor. Judge, clearly monthly doesn't work when
Right, I know.
slam a pint down.
Oh,
You're being upfront, you admitted it, and there's no
Okay.
correlating to what happened, I suggest you say nothing else. Because you can't, no matter what the pain is of the rest of your life, you can't drink to assuage the pain.
Where does she work at?
Sure.
Where do you work?
I'm unemployed, like, I'm on SSI.
So this troubles me. What kind of drug paraphernalia was it?
It was a,
Sorry.
Well,
I
shit,
roll it at glass. Without prescription.
no, I have to, should,
Why, you didn't have it prescribed too, it was
right.
not in a box. Right? It's a minor case, I believe they're taking it under the public health code, but irrespective of that, she pled guilty before I represented her. And all the pieces together.
all right, here's what we're doing. I'm gonna go light on the cost. I'm gonna charge you $25, which are to test bi-weekly going forward. You're to serve 1 day on the court work program, and you're to pay $35 for that. You're to serve 8 hours of community service by April the 30th. You're to be on a sober link by the end of the day for 60 days. You're gonna have to pay for it. You listen to me very carefully. I just assessed costs that were very, very, very nominal because I understand, but either that or I'm gonna have to send you to jail today. You don't want that, right? Sober link for 60 days by end of day, 8 hours community service by April 30. Continue your treatment at the guidance center. Test bi-weekly, serve 1 day on the court work program, and pay $35 for that. Did I miss anything?
Nothing, Your Honor.
Nothing, Your Honor.
All right.
Just understand the price of sober links could end up being a lot cheaper than a pint.
I gotta make sure, one thing, Miss Wilds, when is her probation supposed to be up? I gave her 18
July
months.
7 of 26 is what I have for 18 months from the November date of 24, we said.
I'll let it go at that, but any more violations, you have a big problem with me. I don't care when you pay the $25. You can set that up with her, okay? Thank you. Good
Thank you,
luck.
Your Honor.
Thank you. Ma'am, no more of this, please. No
No
more,
more of this.
please. Thank you. Thank you. Janeth Ramos. 6W841607. All right, so I'm gonna try to move everybody out of here pretty quickly. So when I call your name,
Heather Timmons came into that courtroom with 2 probation violations against her and an admission form that was hard to explain away. She had consumed alcohol on 4 consecutive days, a pint each day, while under a court order not to drink at all. She had also been convicted of drug paraphernalia possession in another court while on probation. By any measure, these were serious failures. And yet the fuller picture was more complicated than the violations alone. Her probation officer testified that outside of these incidents, she had been largely compliant. She was engaged in treatment. She was communicating well. She had been accepted into a mental health treatment program that many would argue is exactly the kind of intervention her case called for. The judge was not pretending the violations did not happen. He was direct, monthly testing clearly had not worked, and he was not excited about what he was looking at. But he was also weighing what kind of response would actually help, rather than simply punish. The sentence he imposed reflected that balance: a sober link monitor, bi-weekly testing, community service, and a very clear warning. Either comply with this or go to jail today. That choice was real, and she understood it. Cases like this raise a question worth sitting with. When someone is genuinely struggling with addiction and mental health, what does justice actually look like? Accountability matters. But so does the difference between a sentence that sets someone up to fail and one that gives them a real chance. The judge seemed to be trying to thread that needle. Whether it works remains to be seen. If you found this case as eye-opening as we did, hit that like button, drop your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more real courtroom breakdowns, because justice never gets old.